What? Say what? Hello, Facebook. It's welcome to Qfm96's Friday Night Live, brought to you by Seven Sun Brewing and Antiques on High. It is Arch Madness and Dorsey. Dorsey, what's up?
Just hanging out down on the Ohio River.
You dog. And you're not just hanging out down by the Ohio River. You're not by Cincinnati. You're not, dude, you're down in my neck of the woods in Parkersburg. You're right across the river from Marietta.
I think it's like right there.
That's breaking my heart, man. You got a good little place down there? Dorsey's on the road this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. So
yeah. So you never know what can happen.
Hey, now let me just tell you something. This is what we used to say to all of our friends over in West Virginia. Now you know why they call it almost heaven, right?
Why?
Because it's right next to Ohio.
Of course.
Yeah, don't use that. Don't use that joke when you're down there. So Dorsey, here's the deal, and we got a great show lined up. And we're going to kind of do things a little differently to kind of close it out when it comes to the musical performance. More on that in just a few. But I kind of want to talk about our sponsors here. And Seven Sun, by the way, and I'm out more on what I'm drinking here in just a second, Dorsey. But Seven Sun Tap Room, throwing this out there, Dorsey, reopened at the corner of 4th and 4th and Italian Village. Also, Antiques on High's Tap Room is reopened on South High in German Village. Now, carryout is available from Seven Sun and Humulus Nimbus. Okay, Dorsey. And that is what, and I've had this before. This is good stuff. That's what I'm drinking right now. Okay.
There you go.
So check this out. Rated a 97 craft beer and brewing, calling it near perfect and effortless. It's just a great summertime IPA, Dors. So, and I love Colin and Jen and everybody over there at Seven Sun, also at Antiques on High, and just really appreciate their support of what we do here on Friday Night Live. We've only got 2 shows left, Dors. 2 shows
just
left.
Mark knows it's going to be a lot of blah, blah, blah. There you go,
Any
Mark.
music or just blah, blah, blah?
Lots of blah, blah, blah for you, Mark.
Jesus, Mark, we've been on 30 seconds. What was that about? He's coming in way too hot. Mark's coming in way too hot. So here's the deal. On tonight's show, now this is how it's all going to shake down. So you got your top 3 list, our top 3 list tonight, and we would love for you to play along at home. Let us know your top 3 list. So it is your top 3 Motley Crue songs. All right. And then we've got Musical Round presents a musical performance from The Pretty Filth. Now, so Dorsey's on location. And I'm going to give him a look behind the curtain here, Dorsey. You want me to tell him exactly what the deal is? So with these streaming apps, it's a crapshoot, isn't it, Dorsey? It's a crapshoot as far as like getting if you could have seen behind the scenes for the last hour and a half, you would know that it is a total crapshoot. So, and sometimes it goes well when we put the bands on. Sometimes it does, it doesn't. It's just different. So what we're going to do with The Pretty Filth is when this show is over at 9:00, we are going to post their performance on the QFM96 Facebook page. Is that correct,
Yep,
Dorsey?
that's correct.
That is kind of the gist there. So we're going to do some blah, 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 Mark. And then we're going to rock out with The Pretty Filth here later. So let's start with some music news. Okay. And really one major story, and we'll be able to tie in The Pretty Filth to this story because I know that they had purchased tickets to a couple different shows, Angie and Josh from the band there. So the stadium tour, we have it would be the makeups for 2021. Okay. So, and Dorsey, let me see if I got this right. June 21st is now the Cincinnati show at Great American Ballpark. And then July 3rd is in Cleveland at First Energy Stadium. And we've been there, Dorsey. We saw Russell Wilson win a game there.
We sure did.
So, yep. So Dorsey, we had tickets. You and I were going to the Cleveland show. Okay. And we were worried because it seemed like that was the perfect date it was 4th of July weekend, Dorsey. It just seemed like it was lined up, and I figured we were going to get hosed, and they were going to do it in June or August. Well, the Cleveland show was July 3rd. Thoughts?
Well, we're pretty lucky to get that same date. I've seen a lot of people that had made some plans for that Pittsburgh show because of how it had originally been scheduled, and now I think it's winding up on like a Thursday or a Wednesday or something. Maybe the Kulos can fill us in on that because I do believe they were going to head over to Pittsburgh for that one, but that date's been changed now. So we'll kind of see what happens. I mean, I guess we have to be happy that it's getting rescheduled. I mean, we're kind of finding out with all the shows that, 2020 is kind of already in the books and we're just looking ahead to 2021. But, the stadium tour, of course, one of the ones we're really looking forward to. And I can wait another year to see that. I can wait another year.
Yeah, me too, man. I guess it's just at this point, once, we talked about it last week. Once Picktown, once I knew Kiefer wasn't coming to town, I was just like, I gave up. I waved the white flag, and we're just going to have to, like everybody was saying, hey, Arch, it's not happening. Live shows are probably not going to happen in 2020. And I wanted to believe that it was going to happen, and just not the case. But we're still going to maybe go see Ace Frehley, right, Dorsey?
Possibly. He's scheduled there for August 7th. I think we're just going to go ahead and get our tickets. It may not happen, but at least we'll get a refund. But if it does happen, we could be part of the first socially distanced concert to happen in the entire country.
Right, and it would be Ace Frehley, so it's a win-win.
That's a double bonus.
So here we go. We're going to get a musical performance from them later, but we've got to bring them in, ladies and gentlemen. The Pretty Filth gang, are you there?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Now, Josh and Ange, I don't want to single you out here, but I do want to know because the Kulos there had tickets like all over the tri-state area or you were going as well. All right, well, so tell us, guys, as far as getting your money back, keeping the tickets for some shows, what was your story as far as it went with the stadium tour?
We are doing. We are gonna refund. We're gonna get a refund for Pittsburgh. That was August 22nd because I bought it through Ticketmaster. So if you buy through Ticketmaster, you can get a refund. If you bought through StubHub, you're just doomed and you have to go. So and that's
you're not doomed. You still get to go. You just can't get your money
seriously,
back.
Look at the last 3 months. Who knows? We'll be hit by an asteroid by then. So who knows? So money's gone. Just go and party. It'll be a good time. But yeah,
the Murder Hornets will be here by then. So at that point.
If
right?
you bought through Ticketmaster, you can get a refund within 30 days. You just have to apply for one. But if you bought through StubHub or any of the other resales, you just get a credit, or you get to go to the show. And if you sold your tickets on StubHub, like that's the only good thing. If you sold your tickets and you made some astronomical money, you're totally covered because they can't come back, which we might have done. So. But July 3rd is the same as it was before. It was going to be July 3rd this year. Now it's July 3rd next year.
Yeah. We dodged one there. Hey, Christy Kemper. God, I love her. Christy says, hey to everybody.
Hey, girl.
And, and at the Pittsburgh show, if I remember correctly, that was the first one you guys bought because that was before the Ohio dates because we didn't know if we were going to get a show in Ohio or not. So you went with those, but you are going to hold on to the Cleveland as for now. And that shapes up, and thank goodness that we didn't get hosed on that because that shapes up to be a great 4th of July weekend if everything goes well in the world, right?
And I think Doug from Rockhouse and his wife Renee, they're going to that show. We're all going to that show. So yes,
there you go.
Right. I got all my koozies.
I bought 10 tickets.
John bought 10 tickets. He's taking the whole entire family. So he's pissed.
I got to tell him I got a call, come back from all over the country a year later.
John Rockefeller? My goodness, 10 tickets.
Oh, no. I fronted it.
Okay, right.
Reflecting, but
Well, and I'm just disappointed because in the Pittsburgh show, Def Leppard's headline, and the Cleveland show, Motley's headlining. So I was wanting to see both of them headline, but at the end of the day, the way they moved the Pittsburgh show, and everyone we know is now going to the Cleveland shows. That's we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Cincy because to pull the June 21st, and it's like, I mean, not to go. Hey, look, I would take a show,
Sure.
Whenever. But I'm just saying, as far as the reschedule goes, it was just so exciting to have those two shows so close to the 4th of July holiday that we were looking forward to it.
Totally agree. And then the Pittsburgh show, they moved a whole month earlier, and it is on a Thursday. It's like July 21st. So, and it was on a Sunday, August 22nd this year. So,
Gotcha.
A lot of finagling you have to do, and a lot of change. So it's hard.
What are you guys drinking? What are you drinking? The Pretty Filth. What are you drinking?
What you got?
Drinking the Claw.
Of course, there's no laws, and there's no laws.
So I'm doing a little bit of the Blue Chair Bay rum. That's just kind of been my go-to these last couple weeks with a nice like this, just kind of doing the island thing, man. So I'm digging it.
What are you doing, John? You're doing like straight meth, aren't you, bro?
That's not from Marietta, dude.
Easy. You're right. I started that. My bad, John. My bad. I apologize.
I'm just doing the straight up like red water.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
He's doing Crystal
I
Ice.
did all my drinking last week. So.
I gotcha. So guys, so here we go. And honestly, when we knew that the Pretty Filth were going to be a part of this, you guys all are just huge Motley Crue fans. So we had to go with the top 3 Motley Crue songs. And how hard is it? Once again, we thought the Rolling Stones were tough.
Yeah.
When you try picking 3 Motley Crue songs, man, oh man. I like your shirt, by the way, Ange. You're rocking that.
This is my first time wearing it.
It looks great. That's cool, man. Now, okay, Doris, how are we gonna go with this? Because I know we're gonna start with the Pretty Filth, right? So first person is who?
Let's see here. 1 second. We're gonna start with Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And let me pull this up here.
Okay.
Get
So
this
Josh,
one.
your top 3 Motley Crue songs, and we go 3, 2, 1. Isn't that crazy? How we do that?
Amazing how that works out.
I know. So
I'll just kind of improvise real quick, unless Dorsey has them written down.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
do. Just give me a second. I'm stalling because I'm having a tech problem, but I'll have it ready here. So stall for me for like 2 minutes.
Hey, no problems.
I mean, I could change it, pretty much at any time because, it's the Crue.
Yeah.
Are you taking your shirt off, Josh? Are you thinking about taking your shirt off?
Oh, the thought has already occurred, sir. It's just whether or not the party's going to happen.
I really was thinking about just kind of rocking the battle vest without a shirt myself.
Yeah.
But I did. I ate fries. I ate a bunch of fries today at Wendy's. I just don't think it would be a good look.
Oh, there it is. Josh.
There it is. There we
All
go.
right.
Sorry about
So,
that.
all good, man. So Josh, your top 3 Motley Crue songs. Let's start at number 3. What do you got, brother?
So number 3 is Kickstart My Heart.
Oh, look, they're back. I got them backwards.
He's got it. We got him backwards. It's
There
all-
we go. Just go for it. The full reveal.
There it is.
So there we go. All right, so Primal Scream, absolutely epic live. It's very bass driven. Everyone knows I'm a huge Nikki Sixx fan. So one of my favorite songs by far. It was one of the last really good songs they actually put out before
I
everything
agree.
started going to garbage.
I wasn't going to be that. I wasn't going to go that hard on him, but yes, you are correct.
Home, it's just an anthem, man. It's I will say that it's meant a lot more to me since we saw them in 2015 on New Year's Eve when they did their last show. It meant a lot more to me seeing them on that final tour.
Right.
And seeing them all cry. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like unreal. It was amazing.
Except for Nikki, he didn't cry. He just kept going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. But and then number 1 is Kickstart. I mean, if you ever need a pick-me-up, dude, just crank Kickstart My Heart. I know so many people who aren't even into rock music that are like gym nuts, and they say that Kickstart's the song that gets them going. You just, when you hear that, you feel like the pyro's going off behind you, the adrenaline's pumping, and you're just rocking and rolling.
It's like 3. Those are classics. And Primal Scream, you're right, man. I think that's one of those ones. Once Vince came back into the band, that still it just had a great hook, and that's an anthem, man. That's an absolute anthem.
Awesome.
So, yep, for sure. All right, so Angie, here we go.
Yep.
Angie's top 3.
Mine are
and-
more obscures.
That's all right, girl. What do you got?
I think my number 3 is Public Enemy number 1.
Yeah.
And because I love and it wasn't always that way, but now that I'm older, I appreciate older Motley than I do
Yeah,
not newer Motley, but you know what I mean? Like I just
for sure.
Yeah, I like the old stuff. And that's just one of those songs, as soon as I hear it in the car, like I'm good to go. Number 2, I forgot. 10 Seconds Love. It's literally that could be number 1, honestly, because it's the greatest groove ever. I don't care what anyone says. You listen to it, it just, I don't know, it just has that pumping groove. And then number 1 is Dancing on Glass. Same thing. Absolutely.
What a choice. That's cool, Angie.
I love it. Like
Well, ever since she started dabbling in heroin, the songs just had a different meaning to it.
Yeah, Nikki singing to me, man. Tap it.
I just like, I love old school Motley more
That's a
so.
good song, but
It's
like
a great song.
to say it's your favorite.
Well,
Motley
just
song?
because you pick like the most popular Waffle
Oh
House.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is the part of the behind the music. Oh, when they play that bad music for the Pretty Filth.
When I was in like sixth grade, my sister, who was older, played I had the Shout at the Devil cassette and was playing it, and was playing 10 Seconds to Love. And at the end of the song, she yelled at me to be quiet because you're supposed to be able to hear them having sex.
Yeah.
Song.
Oh my God.
That's right.
And after this.
And I
That's
didn't
right.
know what it was at that time, so I didn't know what I was listening for.
Hey, man, before Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue were the ones that were screwing on tape in more ways than one, we found out.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, and after for sure.
Yeah.
Right. So let's take a look at some other people who are throwing them around there. Dorsey, if you'd be so kind, I see Doug Risher throwing up Girls, Girls, Girls. I saw Maribeth Mace actually put, I think it was Home Sweet Home. Christy Kemper with Dr. Feelgood, hands down. Let's see here. Oh, Doug Lloyd. He's got Primal Scream, Livewire, Public Enemy #1.
Good top 3, Doug.
There you go. Wild Side, Kickstart, Too Young to
There
Fall
you
in
go, Dave.
Love.
Yeah, man.
Dave, right on for sure. And let's go ahead and let's move on. John, you are up, my good man. So what do you got there at number 3, bro?
I think it's
I think
Boo.
it's Dr. Feelgood. I think it's Dr. Feelgood. That's it.
Brett Motley Crue song.
I think they're backwards, but they still work.
Well, there you go. Full reveal.
So I would say that, like,
I hear that.
Girls.
Wild Side is kind of like when the video first came out
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
And that's when I very first started playing guitar. And I would be like watching the videos, trying to, like, this was before you had tablature and stuff. I'd be trying to watch how Mick Mars did stuff. And then Tommy when he started the spinning drums,
It was awesome.
that was like when you had to run and hurry up, press record on the VCR.
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
On a, Girls, Girls, Girls that's my favorite song to play live. It's just a fun song to play.
It was.
Dr. Feelgood's kind of like, when I think of Motley Crue, it's that machine sound that they have with the drum beat. It's like one of the only songs where I can play the bass part, I can play the drums. The only thing I can't do is sing. So I can do because I just like that song is just like Motley Crue.
Well, those are 3 songs that have killer riffage to them. And for sure, I got to play Lucky today during my 420 haircut there on QFM. I played Wild Side.
Yeah.
And I was really testing the speakers out, man. You know, just
You
What a
don't
great song.
tire of Wild Side ever.
what's that?
You don't tire of Wild Side.
No.
Girls, I tire for. I'm like, same thing with Dr. Feelgood. I'm like a not Dr. Feelgood fan. So
I feel you. All right, I feel you. Dr.
Yeah.
Feelgood.
What do you guys have?
So here we go. To me, Dorsey, I believe it's me. So number 3, and this is going to get the what the hell? Till Death. Am I up, Doris? I'm hoping I'm up. I'm hoping I'm up. All right. So number 3 for me is Till Death Do Us Part, and that was from the '94 Motley Crue album with John Corabi. I had to have it repped on this. It's one of my favorite albums, and yes, we could talk for days and days about whether they should have even called themselves Motley Crue. But front to back, it was it's such a great record. That song in particular means a lot to me. I used to play it on my college radio show, and that was kind of when I was I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. My as far as my career was going, and I had my own show in college, and I was trying to get up here in Columbus, and I just had started dating my wife, and it was just that album was just such a great record for me. I love Corabi to this day. I mean, guys, look, and I got the Kulos, I got the Pretty Filth with me here. Let me just tell you, those first 2 Motley Crue records are my favorites. Yeah. And then I would put that 94 record in there. And then just for the mere fact of the way it was produced and the way it sounded, I think Dr. Feelgood is also in my top 4, top 5. And we can discuss that kind of stuff as well. But that 94 record, for those who know, and I know you guys are the same way, it's just a special record. I would never compare that stuff to Vince's material because those first 2 records for me were just iconic, but still, nonetheless, that was one of the better records from the 90s, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was listening to it on my way here.
Right. I mean, there's just so many great songs, but that one it's just a haunting.
It took me a long time to appreciate that album.
Right.
So, I'm
I know, girl. You
to death.
Vince has your heart.
Which for us it was easy. We jumped right on top of it when they actually toured at Polaris Amphitheater then.
Yep.
And we were so excited to get second row seats, and I'm thinking, oh my God, how do we get such great seats?
Well,
18.5 had 2,500 people there, so yeah, it was unfortunate that it didn't do well commercially. But like you said, they probably shouldn't have called it Motley Crue in the first place. But epic album, Karabi's a freaking rock star.
That's
he
what
sure is, man. Number 2 for me, Piece of Your Action. Off the Too Fast for Love, and some of my favorite Mick Mars guitar work is on this one. I mean, whether it's the solo, the main riff, the slide work, just the absolute groove of that song. And Mick is that's his signature sound. I love that song, love that album so much. I go back and forth. It just depends on how old I am. If I like Shout better, if I like Too Fast better, I go back and forth throughout the years. Number 1 for me is Red Hot, though. Red Hot. And it was going to be a toss-up. I was actually going to wait and see, because I think, Josh, you and I had a drunken conversation about Red Hot one time. So I wasn't sure if you were going to go with Red Hot, then I was going to go with Bastard. Yeah. But I went with Red Hot, and it's just an anthem. And Together We Stand for the Youth, right? So absolutely, it's just, yeah, just what that Motley Crue, that as far as the residue that at 12-year-old Archie, it still is on me, just from the Shout the Devil record. And that was the first one I had heard, back in 83 or whatever. And still to this day, it just gives me goosebumps when I hear that record. That was when I thought that they were the most dangerous band, the band we loved, and the band that our parents hated. That was that Shout the Devil era. And I love it, man. They went to, and Angie, they kind of went to pastel colors there with the Theater of Pain album. They kind of...
But there's not very many songs that I don't like on Theater of Pain either.
You can make that argument, absolutely.
Raise Your Hands to Rock, that was my theme song all last summer.
Right?
I mean, he would crack up laughing because he'd be like, "Jesus, are we listening to this again?"
Put on rocket shit.
That's a great song, man. Raise Your Hands to Rock. And hey, look, from the era, I mean, Nikki was one of the best songwriters, gang, especially out on that Sunset Strip, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, all right, here we go. Dorsey's top 3. Dun, 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 dun. What do you got, Dorse? Dorsey's top 3 list is at number 3.
Yes.
Oh, come on now. Take me to the top.
Good one, man.
I think we've lost Dorsey. So let's go ahead and number 2. It's exciting. Wild Side.
Great.
Kicking ass on the Wild Side.
We've discussed Wild Side. We know that is one of the best riffs from the 80s. And number 1 for Dorsey is...
Nice.
Yes.
That's a
Too
good
Young
one.
to Fall in Love.
That's one of the videos.
One of the best videos.
Now, guys, do you remember? I remember the world premiere of Too Young to Fall in Love. I remember when that world premiere happened. I think it was at 7:30 at night on MTV. And that was the strangest video. And then remember Tommy Lee eating the rice and then
throws the
rice and then beats the hell out of the dude. It was just there was
world premiere videos were the best. I mean, what an exciting time to grow up, because the kids don't have any of that stuff
You had
today.
to hurry up and pee and get back to the TV in time.
You couldn't.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes,
Isn't that the truth?
that was it.
You're like, shut up, Mom.
Well, and I saw some rumblings earlier, just on the Twitter sphere and stuff, where people were saying if there was ever a time, and this was back when the lockdowns first started, if there was ever a time to bring MTV back with videos, we got you, Doris. But to bring those back and to play music videos, that would have been the time to do it. But
they failed, so
It's insanity not to.
they had the choice and the chance, and they blew it.
And that's
Dorsey,
what
we kind of
is because you saw the videos.
right.
Right?
I
Yes.
know, man. I know, Dorsey. We just kind of went through your list there, and
Oh, it's all good. I was just going to give you credit for turning me on to the first Motley Crue record, because
Yes.
really, I agree with you 100%. They never sounded the same. They were so raw on that first record, and it never sounded like that again. And
I get looks. I get looks from people, and the Pretty Filth, if you want to chime in on this, when I tell people that was I wouldn't say it was a punk record, but it was, as far as for bands of that era, that was one of the most angry and raw records that
Oh,
it never sounded that way again.
And when
Never
you say
sounded.
punk, I mean, you're right. No, not many people would say that it was punk, but it absolutely had those elements because Styx to a point had a little bit of punk in him, and why he had the glam from the New York Dolls and stuff like that. He definitely had a little bit of punk as well.
Well, good deal, man. So the Pretty Filth. Here's the deal, guys. We're going to premiere the video that you guys gave us. We're going to do that at 9:00 right here on the QFM96 Facebook page. And hey, thank you so much. And listen, before we cut you loose, I want to ask you guys a question because it's something that I've asked these other bands that have appeared on the show, and that is, for a lot of these bands, this is the first time here on Friday Night Live where they've been able to get together as a band or as friends or just whatever. Was that the case for you guys? Go ahead.
Yeah,
It was our first time. That was our first time doing it right here in our garage, and we did it on Sunday. It's the first time that we've seen each other face to face and hung out as a group, and we had a few cocktails and worked out the neighborhood, whether they liked it or not.
Awesome. Well, listen, we're gonna get off here, and there's probably a better way for me to say that, but we are gonna watch you guys here at 9:00. The Pretty Filth. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time, and it's just great seeing the three of you, man. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for having us. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
we'll see everybody out at Harry Buffalo on the 27th, guys. Thanks for coming out.
There you go, Josh Kulo. We'll make sure that we pump that as well, Kulos.
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Pretty Filth, everybody. So there we go, Doris. All right, man. So we've got one more show after this. Fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed. And we know that we have Jackass Genius. They'll be with us next week. So, all right. So Dorsey, for our sponsors, we want to thank Seven Sun Brewing and Antiques on High. Also, Musical Round, who will actually present this musical performance from the Pretty Filth. So we'll talk to you next week, 8:30 Friday night for the final show. And just, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay frosty.
See ya.